It's always different because it's always a different world that Ridley's creating, and there's always different. It's a different time period, and there's different tensions within the narrative that you're dealing with. So it's always fresh. You know, the thing that we have together is that we both of us share an aesthetic, and we share a work ethic. So we don't like to muck around, and we like to make sure that at the end of every day we feel that sort of sense of satisfaction of having done a solid day's work. A long time ago, Ridley worked out that, in fact, it is cheaper to make a movie in 10 weeks with 4 cameras rather than 20 weeks with 2 cameras. And it's just so much more immediate and visceral for the actors because, you know, that's why when I'm sort of playing a lead for Ridley as opposed to in this movie, that's why I try and do as many of the stunts as possible. And Leo picked up on that thing too. You sort of realise that there isn't that time for you to step out and for the other bloke dressed like you to step in, you know. So if you can do the hits, take the hits, or you know, be in front of the explosions and stuff like that, it's going to suit Ridley's style better because he can give him 100% and he can connect the action to the person. I think we did a couple of scenes where Leo was sort of on the other end of the phone, but it actually just gets really frustrating because the level of volume that they have on the phone, because they're recording both sides of it, drops considerably, you know. So you're talking about, you know, so it just gets annoying for me because I can't really hear him. I can't really hear him, but the camera's on me, so I've got to make my side of it work at a certain rhythm, you know. And I've been in situations before where directors are doing phone conversations and they absolutely think that they need to have both sides. That works, like in The Insider, if you're shooting both sides. You know, so for example, I'd be doing scenes with Al Pacino and I'd be downstairs, you know, like a school corridor talking on a public telephone, and they would have set up a set, which is his home office, 2 floors up, and he is being shot, and that works because you're not at. And again, there and that, you've got like a proper telephone line, you are speaking on a telephone, and they're just recording the exterior voice. They're not actually looking to record the interior recording, you know, what's going through the phone. So that can work like that, but most times I've just found it sort of annoying. It's the same way of, you know, if you're doing a film with blue screen and, you know, you've only got half the Coliseum, it doesn't really affect your performance. You know, you've got to, in the natural day-to-day of things as a film actor, you've got to block out so many distractions as it is. You know, it's just one of those other things, and use your imagination to drive what the character is doing. So it's much more comfortable for me to just, you know, I'll do my side of the scene and then he can do his side of the scene kind of thing, you know. I mean, this is sort of like the way Ridley saw it and the way he saw the juxtaposition with Ferris, you know. And Ferris is, you know, trying to achieve some kind of moral high ground on you know, in situ, trying to create relationships, trying to humanize an inhuman situation, and my character really couldn't care about any of that sort of stuff, you know. He's a functionary, he has a list of things to achieve. If you are the person who gets blown up that day, that's the way it is, you know. And whatever the current political climate is at the time, if it changed overnight, it wouldn't affect him at all. He's just going to get through his agenda, and he's going to cause destruction while 10,000 miles away watching his daughter's soccer match.